Listen to me. If you don't take control of your mind, the world will. If you don't prioritize yourself, distractions, negativity, and other people's opinions will dictate your every move. I know it's tempting to seek validation, to chase approval, to constantly look for reassurance that you're on the right path. But that's a dangerous way to live. The moment you stop focusing on yourself, you give away your power. You let the world shape you instead of becoming who you were meant to be. Ask yourself, when was the last time you sat alone in silence? When was the last time you blocked out all the noise and truly listened to your own thoughts, your own needs, your own dreams? If you don't, life will keep moving forward. And before you know it, you'll feel lost, weak, and disconnected from yourself. The truth is, the more you focus on yourself, the stronger your mind becomes. The more you discipline your thoughts, the more control you gain over your emotions. The more you invest in your growth, the more unshakable you become. You don't need permission to improve yourself. You don't need validation to step into your greatness. All you need is the courage to focus on you. If you want to build an unbreakable mindset, the first thing you must do is silence the noise. The world is loud, filled with distractions, opinions, and expectations that pull you in every direction, except the one meant for you. People will always have something to say about your choices, your goals, your lifestyle. And if you listen too much, doubt will creep in. You'll start questioning yourself, wondering if maybe they're right, if maybe you should play it safe, if maybe your dreams are too big. That's how most people get stuck, trapped in fear, hesitation, and a life that was never truly theirs. The moment you stop listening to your inner voice and start absorbing the noise of the world, you give away your power. You let others define what's possible for you. And before you know it, you're living a life shaped by their opinions instead of your own vision. And noise isn't just the voices of others. It's also the distractions that consume your time and attention. Social media, entertainment, endless scrolling, and meaningless conversations steal your focus. Every notification, every comment, every unnecessary interaction adds up, cluttering your mind and leaving no space for deep thought. Think about it. When was the last time you sat alone with your thoughts? No music, no videos, no background noise. Just you. Most people can't do it because they've been conditioned to constantly seek stimulation. They fear silence because it forces them to face their reality. But that silence is where true strength is built. When you remove distractions, you begin to hear yourself clearly. You start recognizing your own desires, your own purpose, your own truth. Many people avoid silence because it reveals the reality of their lives. They see the habits, the wasted time, the choices that led them to where they are. And instead of dealing with it, they seek more distractions. They drown themselves in noise so they don't have to think, don't have to feel, don't have to change. But the strongest minds aren't built in comfort. They're built in confrontation. Growth starts with sitting in silence and acknowledging what needs to change. No more running, no more avoiding, no more pretending. In those quiet moments, clarity comes. You start to understand what truly matters, what needs to be done, and who you really are beyond all the external noise. The people who struggle the most in life are usually the ones who let too many voices into their minds. They let society define success for them. They let family pressure them into paths they don't want. They let negative people plant seeds of doubt in their dreams. And because they never take the time to truly know themselves, they absorb these external influences as truth. But listen, not everyone's opinion deserves a place in your mind. Not everyone's advice is meant for you. Not every perspective is relevant to your journey. You must be selective about what you allow into your mental space. Protect it like a fortress. Guard it against negativity, doubt, and unnecessary noise. Because once you let the wrong voices in, they echo in your mind, shaping your beliefs, damaging your confidence, and holding you back from your full potential. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some people thrive on your insecurities. They feel better about themselves when they see you struggle. They want you to stay at their level, to remain small, to never rise above what they believe is possible. That's why you have to be careful about who you surround yourself with. Sometimes the closest people in your life are the ones feeding you doubt, filling your mind with reasons why you can't, instead of pushing you toward what's possible. It doesn't always come from hate. It can come from their own fears, their own limitations, their own failures. But just because something didn't work for them doesn't mean it won't work for you. Just because they don't believe in themselves doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in yourself. Their noise is not your truth. Their fears are not your future. Silencing the noise doesn't mean ignoring wisdom. It means learning to differentiate between helpful advice and limiting beliefs. Not every voice is worth listening to, but the right voices, the ones that challenge you, push you, and elevate you, are worth keeping. The key is knowing the difference. Ask yourself, is this opinion empowering me or discouraging me? Is this perspective coming from wisdom and experience? Or is it rooted in fear and insecurity? Learn to filter out negativity, reject anything that weakens your spirit, and focus only on the guidance that helps you grow. Because at the end of the day, the only person who truly knows what's best for you is you. And if you're too busy listening to the outside world, you'll never hear the guidance coming from within. One of the hardest things about silencing the noise is learning to be okay with solitude. Some people stay in toxic relationships, friendships, and environments simply because they fear being alone. They would rather deal with negativity than face the silence of being by themselves. But solitude is where transformation happens. It's where you reset, rebuild, and realign with your true self. When you step away from the wrong people, when you distance yourself from distractions, when you stop seeking validation, you gain something far more powerful: inner peace. And that peace is the foundation of an unshakable mind. A mind that no longer needs approval. A mind that no longer gets swayed by the opinions of others. A mind that stands firm in its own truth, no matter what the world says. It takes strength to walk away from the noise. It takes discipline to cut out distractions. It takes courage to follow your own path when the world is pulling you in a different direction. But that's what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. The ones who win in life are not the ones who listen to every opinion, chase every trend, or seek constant approval. The ones who win are the ones who dare to think for themselves, trust their instincts, and follow their vision, even when no one else understands it. They know that greatness isn't found in the crowd. It is built in solitude, discipline, and unwavering focus. So ask yourself, what noise in your life needs to be silenced? What distractions are keeping you from your purpose? What voices are filling your mind with doubt instead of confidence? If you truly want to become strong, unshakable, and successful, you have to do the hard work of tuning out the world and tuning into yourself. Because in the end, the loudest voice in your life should be your own. And the stronger that voice becomes, the stronger you become. Your mind is the battlefield, and if you don't learn to discipline your thoughts, you will lose the war before it even begins. Every day, your mind is bombarded with doubt, fear, distractions, and negativity. Thoughts race through your head, telling you that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, that it's too late, that you'll fail. And if you don't take control, if you don't stand guard at the gates of your mind, those thoughts will become your reality. Most people don't realize that their life is simply a reflection of the thoughts they allow to dominate their mind. Weak thoughts create a weak life. But when you train your mind to be strong, when you teach it to reject self-doubt and embrace discipline, everything starts to change. Disciplining your thoughts means mastering the ability to control what you focus on. Your mind is a tool, and like any tool, it can either build you up or tear you down. If you allow your thoughts to run wild with negativity and fear, they will sabotage your progress, making every challenge seem impossible. But if you train yourself to think with precision, to focus on solutions rather than problems, and to see obstacles as opportunities instead of roadblocks, your mind becomes an unstoppable force. The strongest people in the world aren't those who have had it easy. They are the ones who have trained their minds to stay focused, disciplined, and resilient, no matter what life throws at them. One of the greatest dangers in life is an undisciplined mind. A mind that is easily distracted, easily discouraged, and easily overwhelmed will never reach its full potential. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because their minds are too weak to push through challenges. The moment things get hard, they give up. The moment doubt creeps in, they believe it. The moment they face resistance, they back down. But discipline means staying the course, even when your mind tries to pull you in a different direction. It means shutting down the negative voices in your head, the ones whispering all the reasons why you can't, and replacing them with thoughts that empower you, strengthen you, and push you forward instead of holding you back. Every thought you entertain is shaping your future. Every time you let fear control your mind, you reinforce weakness. Every time you choose laziness over effort, you train yourself to settle. But when you decide to discipline your thoughts, to consciously choose what you focus on, you take back control of your life. You stop being a prisoner to your emotions, your doubts, and your fears. Instead, you become the master of your destiny. When you develop mental discipline, you don't just react to life, you create it. You don't just hope things will change, you make them change. That shift in mindset is what separates people who dream about success from those who actually achieve it. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't take care of it, weeds will grow. If you don't plant strong, positive thoughts, negativity will take over. Just as a farmer must carefully tend to his crops by pulling out weeds, watering the plants, and ensuring they get enough sunlight, you must do the same with your mind. You must remove every limiting belief, every excuse, every doubt that tries to take root. You must nurture discipline, resilience, and focus. You must be intentional about what you allow to grow in your mental space, because whatever you feed will become stronger, and whatever you neglect will wither away. The greatest warriors in history weren't just physically strong, they were mentally unshakable. They had control over their thoughts. They didn't allow fear to dictate their actions or emotions to cloud their judgment. They had a mission, a vision, and they stayed focused no matter what. That same warrior mentality is what you must develop if you want to win in life. Because life will test you. It will throw challenges your way. It will push you to the edge. It will try to break you. And if your mind is weak, if you haven't disciplined your thoughts, you will break. You will crumble under pressure. But if your mind is strong, if you have trained it to remain focused, to stay resilient, to see solutions instead of problems, there is nothing that can stop you. One of the biggest signs of an undisciplined mind is allowing emotions to take control. People who cannot manage their thoughts are easily swayed by their feelings. They get angry and make reckless decisions. They feel sad and fall into despair. They feel doubt and quit before they even try. But discipline means rising above emotions. It means recognizing that feelings are temporary, but your mission is permanent. It means pushing through even when you don't feel like it, because discipline is not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what keeps you going even when motivation fades. Mastering your mind takes time, effort, and consistency, but the rewards are life-changing. When you control your thoughts, you control your life. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your destiny. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. You stop fearing failure and start using it as a stepping stone to success. And the best part? Once you develop the discipline to control your thoughts, you gain the ultimate freedom. The freedom to live life on your own terms, without fear, without doubt, without limitation. Now the question is, are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to train your mind, silence the negativity, choose discipline over comfort, focus over distraction, strength over weakness? Because if you are, then nothing can stop you. If you are, then you will become the type of person who doesn't just survive, you thrive. The type of person who doesn't just dream, you achieve. The type of person who doesn't just hope for success, you demand it. It all starts with one decision: the decision to take control of your thoughts. Because once you master your mind, you master everything. Nothing is more destructive to your peace, your progress, and your power than the habit of comparing yourself to others. It will rob you of joy, steal your confidence, and leave you feeling like you are never enough. Comparison is a trap, a never-ending cycle that drains your energy and poisons your mind. You scroll through social media, see people living what appears to be a perfect life, achieving things you haven't, and suddenly you feel small. You start doubting yourself, questioning your journey, wondering why you're not where they are. But you have to wake up. You have to realize that comparison is an illusion. What you see is not the full story. What you see is only a highlight, a carefully crafted image. You are comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's best moments, and that is a losing game. You were not put on this earth to live someone else's life. You were not created to follow someone else's path. Your journey is yours alone, and the moment you start measuring your worth by someone else's success, you give away your power. The truth is, there will always be someone who appears to be doing better than you, someone with more money, more achievements, more recognition. But that has nothing to do with you. Their success does not take away from yours. Their blessings do not mean you are lacking. You have your own timeline, your own story, and as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep growing, you are exactly where you need to be. Comparison is the enemy of gratitude. When you're focused on what someone else has, you forget to appreciate what you have. You overlook your own strengths, your own victories, your own blessings. And when you lose sight of what's good in your life, you start feeling empty, unfulfilled, like you're always behind. But the truth is, you are not behind. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Your path is unfolding as it's meant to. And if you keep your eyes on your own journey instead of looking at everyone else's, you will see that you are making progress. You will see that you are growing, and that is all that matters. The people you compare yourself to have struggles you don't see. They have battles they don't show. No one's life is perfect. No one has it all figured out. Even the most successful people, the ones who seem like they have everything, have their own doubts, fears, and insecurities. So why waste your energy comparing yourself to them? Why spend your time feeling less than when the truth is they are just as human as you? The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones stay focused on their own path. They don't get distracted by what everyone else is doing. They don't let comparisons slow them down. And that is the mindset you must adopt if you want to rise above. Your worth is not determined by how you measure up to someone else. It is determined by who you are, how you grow, and how you push yourself to become better every single day. The only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. Because at the end of the day, that is the only comparison that matters. Are you better than you were last year? Have you learned, evolved, strengthened your mind, and expanded your potential? That is the only question you should be asking. If the answer is yes, you are winning. If the answer is yes, you are on the right path. Because real success isn't measured by external factors. It's measured by growth, discipline, and self-mastery. And none of that can be achieved if you are constantly looking at what someone else has. You were not put on this earth to live someone else's life. You were not created to follow someone else's path. Your journey is yours alone. And the moment you start measuring your worth by someone else's success, you give away your power. The truth is, there will always be someone who appears to be doing better than you. Someone with more money, more achievements, more recognition. But that has nothing to do with you. Their success does not take away from yours. Their blessings do not mean you are lacking. You have your own timeline, your own story, and as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep growing, you are exactly where you need to be. Comparison is the enemy of gratitude. When you're focused on what someone else has, you forget to appreciate what you have. You overlook your own strengths, your own victories, your own blessings. And when you lose sight of what's good in your life, you start feeling empty, unfulfilled, like you're always behind. But the truth is, you are not behind. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Your path is unfolding as it's meant to. And if you keep your eyes on your own journey instead of looking at everyone else's, you will see that you are making progress. You will see that you are growing, and that is all that matters. The people you compare yourself to have struggles you don't see. They have battles they don't show. No one's life is perfect. No one has it all figured out. Even the most successful people, the ones who seem like they have everything, have their own doubts, fears, and insecurities. So why waste your energy comparing yourself to them? Why spend your time feeling less than when the truth is they are just as human as you? The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones stay focused on their own path. They don't get distracted by what everyone else is doing. They don't let comparisons slow them down. And that is the mindset you must adopt if you want to rise above. Your worth is not determined by how you measure up to someone else. It is determined by who you are, how you grow, and how you push yourself to become better every single day. The only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. Because at the end of the day, that is the only comparison that matters. Are you better than you were last year? Have you learned, evolved, strengthened your mind, and expanded your potential? That is the only question you should be asking. If the answer is yes, you are winning. If the answer is yes, you are on the right path. Because real success isn't measured by external factors. It's measured by growth, discipline, and self-mastery. And none of that can be achieved if you are constantly looking at what someone else has. You need to bring your focus back to yourself. Pour all your energy into your own goals and your own journey. Because every moment spent comparing yourself to others is time you could be using to build, improve, and create the life you want. The moment you stop caring about what everyone else is doing is the moment you set yourself free. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all, didn't get there by constantly looking at others. They got there by putting their heads down, staying in their lane, and doing the work. They believed in their vision, even when no one else did. And that is exactly what you must do. Stay focused, trust your process, and keep building. Keep growing, keep pushing forward, and one day you will look back and realize you never needed to compare yourself to anyone. You had everything you needed all along. Comparison is a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. You have to train your mind to reject it. When you catch yourself looking at someone else's success and feeling inadequate, stop yourself. Shift your focus. Remind yourself that their journey has nothing to do with yours. Your only job is to be better than you were yesterday. The more you practice this, the stronger your mind becomes. The more disciplined your thoughts become, the more confident you become in your own path. You are not here to be a copy of someone else. You are not here to live another person's dream. You have a purpose that is uniquely yours. And when you stop comparing, when you start focusing on your own growth, that is when you truly step into your power. That is when you unlock the strength, confidence, and discipline that have been inside you all along. So stop looking around. Stop measuring yourself against someone else's timeline. And stop giving your energy to things that don't serve you. Look ahead. Focus forward. And remember, your journey is yours, and that is more than enough. Letting go is one of the hardest things a person can do. It goes against our nature. We hold on because we think it gives us control, that it keeps us safe, that it protects us from pain. But in reality, holding on is what keeps us trapped. It keeps us stuck in places we've outgrown, tied to people who no longer serve us, and bound by emotions that only weigh us down. Letting go is not weakness. It is not giving up. It is power. It is the ultimate strength, the ability to release what no longer belongs in your life so you can make space for what does. Because the truth is, you cannot move forward if you are still carrying the past. You cannot rise if you are chained to old pain, old habits, and old versions of yourself. The stronger your mind becomes, the more you realize that letting go is not about loss. It is about freedom. You must stop clinging to things that no longer serve you. Stop revisiting places that no longer bring you peace. Stop entertaining people who drain your energy, who disrespect your boundaries, and who do not value your presence. The moment you decide to let go of what weighs you down, your entire world changes. You start to feel lighter, freer, more alive. You start to see that everything you thought you needed, everything you once begged to keep, was only holding you back from stepping into your true potential. But letting go isn't just about people. It's about the past, the pain, the guilt, the resentment, the regrets. How much longer will you let these things take up space in your mind? How much longer will you allow them to control your emotions, your thoughts, your actions? At some point, you have to make a decision. Either you hold on to your pain, or you hold on to your power. But you cannot do both. Too many people live their lives trapped in yesterday. They replay the same moments over and over in their heads, thinking about what they could have done differently, what they should have said, what they wish had happened instead. But no amount of thinking will change the past. No amount of regret will rewrite history. The only thing you can control is what you do now. If you truly want to move forward, you must release the weight of what once was. Stop giving your energy to things you cannot change. Stop letting past mistakes define you. Stop allowing past pain to shape your future. The moment you accept what is and let go of what was, you reclaim your power. You step into a new version of yourself, one that is not burdened by old wounds, but strengthened by them. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean ignoring what happened. It means making peace with it. It means looking at your past, acknowledging the lessons, and deciding that you will not let it control you anymore. Because the truth is, every experience, good or bad, has shaped you into who you are today. Every heartbreak has made you stronger. Every betrayal has made you wiser. Every loss has made you appreciate what truly matters. When you shift your mindset from, "Why did this happen to me?" to "What did this teach me?" you unlock a new level of strength, clarity, and peace. And that is where your power lies. The art of letting go is a skill, something you must practice daily. You have to train your mind to detach from things that disturb your peace. You have to remind yourself that not everything and everyone is meant to stay. Some people are only in your life for a season. Some situations are only there to teach you a lesson. And when their time is up, you must have the courage to let them go. Clinging to something that is no longer meant for you will only cause pain. It will keep you stuck in a cycle of suffering. But the moment you decide to release it, to trust that something better is coming, you set yourself free. Letting go is not easy. It requires strength. It requires discipline. It requires faith. You have to be willing to walk away from what is comfortable and familiar, even when it scares you. You have to trust that what is ahead of you is greater than what is behind you. And that is not always easy. But here's the truth. You are not meant to stay in the same place forever. You are not meant to live in the past. You are meant to evolve, to grow, to transform. And growth requires release. It requires shedding old skin, leaving behind outdated ways of thinking, and stepping into the unknown with confidence. One of the hardest things you will ever do is let go of someone you thought would be in your life forever. It hurts. It breaks you. It leaves an emptiness that feels impossible to fill. But sometimes, the people you love the most are the ones holding you back. Sometimes, the relationships you fight to keep are the very things keeping you from becoming who you are meant to be. Not everyone is meant to go where you are going. Not everyone is meant to walk this journey with you. And the more you grow, the more you will realize that letting go is not a loss. It is an upgrade. It is making space for the right people, the right energy, and the right opportunities. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you question if you made the right choice, when you feel tempted to go back to what is familiar. But in those moments, remind yourself why you let go in the first place. Remind yourself of the peace you are choosing, the growth you are stepping into, and the strength you are building. Because if something was truly meant for you, it would not require you to suffer, to shrink, or to sacrifice your own happiness. What is meant for you will never bring you confusion. It will never drain you. It will never make you feel like you are not enough. And when you truly understand that, you stop chasing, you stop forcing, and you stop settling.